Today we're going to deal with the objection that Catholics are guilty of committing Mariolitry, that is, that they worship Mary as a goddess. To answer this objection, we just need to make a simple distinction between what is adoration and what is veneration. Well, adoration is the worship that we give to God alone, recognizing that He is our Creator, our beginning and our end, and that we owe all things to Him. But veneration is just simply showing honor or giving honor to someone for some kind of excellence that they've achieved. We do this all the time, like say for example in the field of sciences and in the arts and in athletics. Someone has achieved a certain degree of excellence and we honor them. We give them rewards, certificates, we give them places of honor at our tables. We may imitate them or seek to follow their works as kind of their disciple. Well, honoring someone in that way in no way takes away from God. It's simply recognizing an excellence that God has given to that individual. And that's the same reason in the same way that Catholics venerate the saints. We're just recognizing that in their lives they have lived excellent, heroic lives for God. They've seeked to please Him with their lives. They've strove against sin and they've strove to practice virtues. And so we recognize that by asking them to pray for us because of their closeness to God, by seeking to imitate them, by reading the stories of their lives, and by seeking to follow their examples. Now that kind of veneration that we show to the saints is properly called dulia. Now Mary is given her own unique special level of veneration, which is properly called hyperdulia. It's not adoration, because we're not worshiping her as a goddess, but at the same time, because of her uniqueness, it's a step above the veneration which we show to the other saints and the angels. Now I'd like to mention 3 reasons why we place Mary in this unique category. The first is because she's immaculate. Now all of the other saints, they have lived heroic lives of holiness, and they shared abundantly in God's graces. But only Mary has lived her life as a sinless person and has shared in the absolute fullness of God's grace. And because of that, it places her in her own category. And the second reason is because Mary alone was chosen to have the privilege of being the mother of God. So this reveals Mary's closeness to her son, Jesus, and this gives her a dignity above all other human beings. And the third point is because of Mary's complete obedience to the will of God. Mary said yes at the Annunciation and at Calvary, and we can say that Mary in her earthly life never strayed from fulfilling God's will perfectly. And we can reason to that again by looking at the prophecy of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 15. She's the woman who is to be at complete enmity with the serpent. So for Mary to have strayed from God's will is to render that prophecy null and void. And from that also we can reason that in fulfilling God's will always, Mary would have practiced all of the virtues to an absolute heroic degree. And because she would have done that, we can place her on a pedestal as the most perfect of all Christians, as the perfect follower of her Son, Jesus Christ. And so for those 3 reasons, we place Mary in her own category, and we venerate her under this level of hyperdulia. So the key to seeing past the objection that Catholics commit Mariolitry is to be willing to make the rational and the legitimate distinction between adoration and veneration. If we're willing to make that distinction, then we'll follow the angel Gabriel and Saint Elizabeth in fulfilling Mary's own prophecy that all generations will call her blessed. Thanks for joining me on No Apologies. I'll see you again soon. Ave Maria.